I am so sorry for that. What's up, y'all? Brandon with BC Talks here. The Dune Part 2 trailer dropped earlier today, so we're going to break that all down here on the BC Talks channel. If you don't know, Dune is directed by Denis Villeneuve. He directed Part 1, and Part 2 is coming out later on this year, and very excited to get into the trailer. So, the trailer starts off with a shot of Chani and Paul looking out over the deserts of Arrakis on the sand dunes, and Paul is regaling her of tales of his homeworld. If you know the books that tell me of your homeworld, Usul. That's kind of what this scene is reminiscent of here. Paul is telling Chani about his homeworld, Caladan, and as you know, Caladan is a very watery planet, kind of like Earth, a lot of vast, deep oceans. And the Fremen, they kind of don't really have a concept of the ocean. If you watch the first movie or if you know the books, water is very sacred to them because there is not a lot of water in Arrakis, or on Arrakis, just a lot of sand and dunes, very dry planet. So she doesn't even have a concept of what an ocean would be. So we get to see a cool scene of him trying to explain that to her and her kind of pushing that aside. And Denis Villeneuve, he said that Chani was going to be having a much bigger role in this next movie. And I'm really excited for that because Chani is a very interesting character. And, also anytime you can have more Zendaya in anything, that's always a good thing. But she's a really interesting character, and it's going to be very cool to see that character explored in this movie and hopefully upcoming movies. We then move on to a scene featuring Princess Irulan, the daughter of Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, played by Florence Pugh. And she looks like she's keeping some sort of record. If you know, in the book, she is sort of a scholar. She keeps a lot of records in history and whatnot. So we kind of get to see a little preview of that in this scene. And also in this, the next scene following that, we see them having sort of a funeral for the Leto Atreides, the Duke Leto Atreides. As you know, in the first book, he was kind of ambushed and killed by the Baron Harkonnen and his doctor, who betrayed him because the Baron kind of took him hostage, his family hostage, and threatened to kill them. We also get a shot of Gurney looking out into what is probably the desert. He's probably looking for Paul Atreides because he believes that the Lady Jessica and Paul Atreides are not dead. After that, we get to see a cool shot of Fade Routha, the nephew of Baron Harkonnen, who is going to be played by Adam Butler, who was most recently in the Oscar-nominated Elvis movie. It's a cool shot of him with the signature bald Harkonnen head and contrasted with the black eyes. A really cool shot of him. And then we get to see a couple more shots of the Harkonnen. Also, Raban, who is Fade's brother, also the nephew of Baron Harkonnen, and who is played by Dave Bautista. That's We get to see a cool shot of him looking up at something, and then some sort of machine as well. Looks like they're going after the Fremen there. We then get a brief shot of Lady Fenring, who's going to be played by Leia Sadu. That's going to be an interesting character to explore in the movie. That is followed by a short shot of what looks like Paul, Chani, and a couple Fremen entering a siege. That's going to be really cool to see the inside of a siege, how Denis Villeneuve kind of interprets the siege, sieges, which are the domains, the homes of the Fremen that are under the sand. Then we also move on from that to a shot of what looks like the water of life, which is the kind of the drug that the Bene Gesserit use. They give it to the Bene Gesserit sisters to kind of transform them into Reverend Mothers. If you don't know what a Reverend Mother is, it was that scene in the first movie where she had Timothy Chalamet, Paul Atreides, stick his hand in that box, and it was kind of, you know, um, hurting him, and she had the Gom Jabbar at his neck, threatening to kill him. It was the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mothers. She was one of them, and the Lady Jessica. She is a Bene Gesserit. So I think that the Waters of Life, might be being given to her to transform her into a Reverend Mother. We also get a shot later on of Lady Jessica kind of looking like she's ODing on the spice. So I think that scene might actually be connected to the Waters of Life scene. I think that they might be trying to upgrade her, if you will, to a Reverend Mother, and so those two scenes might be connected, or maybe not. Maybe she's just having a vision after inhaling a lot of the spice. I guess we'll find out when we see in the movie. After that, we are back out in the desert. We get a scene of Paul Atreides installing a thumper into the sand. He's trying to get the sandworm to come out because he is going to hitch a ride on that thing so he can finally gain the respect of all the Fremen. And we get a shot of Javier Bardem's character Stilgar, who was always skeptical of Paul. He's kind of wary of Paul. He doesn't really believe that he is who the Bene Gesserit have spread the rumors of him to be, and so Paul's trying to gain his respect and the respect of the rest of the Fremen, and so Javier Bardem's Stilgar is telling him, don't show off. You don't need to be fancy. Just be cool. Um, and Paul with Timothy Chalamet's signature smugness that he plays Paul with, that I really loved in the first movie. He's like, I'm chill. We're just gonna take this easy. Nothing fancy. But of course, he's gonna show off. He's a showboat, and he's getting on that thing and riding it, and we get to see a short shot of him riding the sandworm. You don't really get to see the whole sandworm or him that well. I can't wait till the movie comes out because that is going to be an epic scene of him riding the actual sandworm. Just seeing the full scope of that is going to be crazy. The cinematography in this movie is going to be insane. I can't wait to see him riding the sandworm. After that, we get a shot of all of the Fremen cheering Paul on, and we get to see Chani looking on, and then we get a cool shot of Stilgar, looking amazed, astounded. I guess now he finally believes that he is seeing Muad'Dib, the Lisan al Gaib, the voice of the outer worlds. That's Paul Atreides. The rumors, that the Bene Gesserit spread throughout the Fremen, that Stilgar never really believed, but it looks like now he's actually believing in it. Moving on from that, we get to see a scene of Fade Routha fighting in the arena, and the whole scene's in black and white. It's really cool looking. Like I said before, the cinematography in this movie is going to be nuts. You can already tell. Just go ahead and give them the Oscar for cinematography right now because the shots in this are just going to be amazing. Speaking of black and white, we move on to a scene of Princess Irulan, played by Florence Pugh. She's got some sort of 50 Shades of Grey, chainmail thing outfit on, which is kind of crazy, but I'm down. After that, we get a shot of Lady Fenring and Fade Routha. It looks like they're going to be having some sort of relationship. That's going to be interesting to see the dynamics of that. Then after that scene, we get a shot of Chani. She looks like she's looking on. She's looking really perturbed or afraid of something. Maybe that might be Paul getting when he's first trying to ride the sandworm. He might be getting overtaken by it, and so she's scared for him. Or it might also be related to the scene we saw earlier with the Fremen, or the Harkonnen coming after the Fremen. Maybe they're coming after the Siege. So she's looking on at them in the distance, getting ready to attack them. After that, we get a shot of Paul and his mother, Lady Jessica, kind of arguing about the lies that the Bene Gesserit sisterhood have spread amongst the Fremen. She says, they gave them hope. And then Paul says it wasn't hope that they gave them. They're kind of having a little argument about that. So that's going to be interesting dynamic to see him versus Lady Jessica, especially in relation to, we saw the Water of Life earlier, possibly her having some sort of vision or maybe getting upgraded to a Reverend Mother. So it's going to be interesting to see that dynamic between them, especially in contrast with the dynamic they had in the first movie. Paul kind of wrestling with the fact that he may be indeed be the Lisan al Gaib. That's going to be really cool to see that. After that, we get a really sick shot of Fade versus Paul Atreides. Looks like they're going to be facing off, having a little showdown, and we get the great line from the book, "May your knife chip and shatter," with Paul Atreides doing a little Chris knife salute. So that's going to be really a really cool scene because Fade, he's kind of a savage, so it's going to be really interesting to see him fight Paul Atreides and see kind of how that goes down. And the last shot of the trailer is a shot of Paul Atreides seemingly victorious over the sandworm, standing across looking at the sea of Fremen, cheering him on. Looks like he's finally stepping into his role as the Lisan al Gaib. So it's going to be really cool to see him in that role and how he moves forward with that, especially with the Bene Gesserit sisterhood and whatnot. So overall, I would say the trailer, man, this trailer was amazing. Really got me hyped for the Dune Part Two, which is coming out later in the year. Can't wait. The cinematography looks amazing. This is going to be a masterpiece by Denis Villeneuve, and it's really going to be an awesome movie. Let me know if you're looking forward to that, and what was your favorite part of the trailer down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe and for more content, and I will see y'all another day.